Hello again, everyone. It's Scott and John from the Mercenary Miniature Painter here today. We've got a game between the Wood Elves and the Hordes of Chaos, who are mixed in with some Beastmen. So we are playing a Headhunter scenario, which is from the Resurrection Tournament Pack. Essentially, it is a standard battle, but there are additional points. If you kill a character in combat, and you sort of hold on to the character's head as you would a standard, and they become worth double victory points at the end of the game, but only if the unit that kills them holds onto the head. You can recapture it if you kill the unit, just like with a standard. But other than that, basic deployments, and we've both got 2,000 point armies. So I will quickly run through the Wood Elves, and then I'll pass over to John to go through the Forces of Chaos. So we've got, in one of the rare slots over here are my Way Watchers. They're allowed to scout out in the open, so that's where they're sitting. Got 2 units of 8 Dryads with no upgrades, 2 units of 10 Glade Guard with no upgrades. The other one sitting over the hill, and the other Dryads are here. And then I've got 6 Glade Guard Scouts in the middle. 2 lots of 7 War Dancers over here. Each got Musician and Champion. Then I've got lovely Tree Man, unit of Wild Riders, and for my characters I've got a Highborn, who's the lady with the bow. A Spell Singer level 2, who's got Ariel's Blessing and Tree Singing, and then my personal favourite, the Altar Noble, who has just got a great weapon. And I'll pass over to John.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again, and tonight we are rocking the Mortal Chaos with a lot of beasts. So to start off in the core, we have a unit of 19 Marauders, full command, 1 Chariot, Marcus Lanesh, another Chariot, Marcus Lanesh, newly painted 5 Marauder Horsemen with flails, 6 dogs, 5 dogs hid out the way to stop my units panicking. In the special, we have 5 Centaurs of a Gore Hoof, 1 Beast Chariot over there, another Beast Chariot there, and then we have a big herd of 15 Gores and 9 Ungores, full command. In the rare, we have 1 spawn of Slanesh there, and another spawn of Slanesh there. Characters, we have an Exalted Chaos Sorcerer with his mate next to him, an Exalted Champion, Marcus Slanesh, and then we have 2 Beast Shamans. One is Slanesh, one is Shadows. The level 4 has got, can you pass me the book a sec, Scott? He has got Creeping Death, Pelt of Midnight, Shades of Death, and Pit of Shades. The other Beastman Shaman, he has got on Shadows, Creeping Death, and Pelt of Midnight. And the Slaneshi chap has got, thank you, Blissful Throes, Luxurious Torment, and Electoral Torture. And that is 1999 points of chaos. On to turn 1 after we've rolled off.
Okay, so Wood Elves took the first turn. Mostly everything has moved up. Wild Riders ran into the central wood here. Everything else moved up to follow, except for these guys who've sat back on the hill. Magic was not particularly exciting. I got a bound Tree Singing off because John only threw 1 dice at it and rolled a 2, so the wood moved ever so slightly just to give me a bit more targets to shoot at. But other than that, I tried to put regeneration on the Tree Man. It didn't work, and then it went into the shooting phase, which was a bit more successful. So Way Watchers and the Glade Guard over here fired at the Marauder Horsemen, killing 3, but they passed their panic test. The Highborn Lord here, she's got the Bow of Loren, which gives her 4 shots, and Arcane Bodkins, which ignores armor saves, so she did 1 wound to the Beast Chariot. And then the Altar Noble over here fired the Hail of Doom arrow, which is 3d6 shots. I only got 7 hits, but then I did 5 wounds and wiped out 5 of the Gores. Was it Ungors? Sorry. Ungors, sorry. 5 Ungors dead. And then the ones on the hill and these ones in the woods tried to plink off some shots at the Centaurs, but didn't kill any. So, done a little bit of damage. Nothing major, though. On to Chaos turn 1.
Chaos turn 1. Everything. The Centaurs pass their Drunken test. The Beast Herd pass their Unruly test. Everything sort of moved forward, shuffled around all over the place, just trying to get forward. And then in the magic phase, we got Pelt of Midnight on the Centaurs, so they are now 6s to hit through shooting. We got the Slanesh Frenzy spell on the Chariot, so that is now frenzied. And then we got a Pit of Shades, Irresistible on the War Dancers. Only killed 1, but they only just crawled out the pit, so they are half movement on the next turn.
Did a charge as well.
The Centaurs did do a charge, and these gentlemen fled. They got away plenty of distance, so they need to rally. And that was that. On to Wood Elves turn 2.
Wood Elves turn 2. The Scouts rallied. Oh, I've left behind one of my guys. Everything else just kind of moved up. A bunch of things have moved into the middle here. The Altar Noble did charge the Marauder Horseman who ran away from him and then got mown down by the Way Watchers. In the magic phase, I didn't want to cast Tree Singing, so I just tried to get regen on the Tree Man, which didn't go through. Shooting was a bit better though. As I said, got rid of the Marauder Cavalry. These guys here took out the Slanesh spawn that was over here. My Lord has got this chariot down to 1 wound now. Did 2 more this turn. And the guys on this hill have done 2 wounds to this spawn. And actually, my Spell Singer did manage to ping off a longbow shot and kill a single Warhound over here, which might even the score even more. So we're just on to Chaos turn 2.
And we got turn 2 for the Chaos. So, charges. The Centaurs failed their Drunken Stupidity, but they luckily fell into the Dryads. Then the Spawn done his random movement and caught the Dryads in the side. The Marauders reformed. The Caster just jumped out. The Beastmen won. The Bray Herd shuffled over there. This chariot's gone forward. This chariot's come round. The other 2 chariots both charged the Tree Men. I think you can see from this picture how that went. And the dogs have just been annoying. I thought they'll fail fear checks or they'll get beat in combat and run off, so it wasn't worth a charge. Now the Dryads have got a decision to make which ones to kill. Magic was fairly decent this time.
Pulled out 2 scrolls.
Yeah, everything went off. Pulled out 2 scrolls. The Beast Herd done the Staff of Dark off to get into the Dryad combat, but Scott stopped that one. And then a Pit of Shades again that went off with the Power Stone, killed 4 War Dancers, which is fairly handy. And then on to the combats. This one went fairly well. They killed, was it 4 Dryads or 3? 3 outnumbered, 1 by 2. The Dryads broke and we ran them down. Funnily, Scott rolled a double 1. And then this one, although I done 12 impact hits, only wounded him 4 times, and with both 5-up saves, he saved 3 of them, so only done a wound, and then he smashed the Beast Chariot, done 3 wounds to the Chaos Chariot, and we broke from combat. And the Tree Man couldn't catch him, luckily, and we just stayed on the board, so at least it gives the Tree Man something to do next turn, or something to think about. And that is all she wrote for the Chaos turn 2. On to Wood Elves turn 2, and you're over to Scott.
So that was Wood Elves turn 3. Not a bad turn. Lot of shuffling around, mainly. These Scouts and the Spell Singer sort of ran away from the spawn. He might only have 1 wound, but I didn't want to chance getting annihilated by him. These 2 charged Centaurs, and as you can see, they chopped them to bits, even with only 2 of them left. These guys moved up into the woods, and then the Highborns rejoined them. The Dryads charged the Warhounds, who fled, and they ran them down. And then the Glade Guard in the shooting phase finished off the other unit. They killed 3, and the other 3 ran away. These have all moved up. Tree Man charged the Chaos Chariot, who was fleeing, who's now gone off the board. The Tree Man will be returning in my next turn. These guys over here fired a big volley into this chariot. Only 3 hit, but I still did 2 wounds, so that's not bad. And nothing happened in the magic phase. I don't think anyone expects anything different of me at this point, because I'm so outclassed magic-wise. But not a bad turn overall. Got rid of a couple of units. The balance of power is still very much in play, though. So on to Chaos turn 3.
Turn 3 for the Chaos. Didn't start very well with the charges. The Beast Chariot charged over here into the archers. The Slanesh Chariot charged to where the War Dancers were, and that was all the charges. The remaining moves, the Beast Herds come round. The Chaos Sorcerers jumped out of his unit, which have just reformed again to make sure both of these are in their front. And a poor old Sacrificial Brave Shaman got slung out, the Slanesh one, in front of the Wild Riders. So obviously charges, a stand and shoot, destroyed the Beast Chariot, and the spawn was 1 inch short, annoyingly. Magic was a lot better though. The Brave Shaman cast the, was it Lash of Slanesh? Blissful Throws, the D6 one. Scott did manage to stop that. That was the first spell out. The second one was a Creeping Death onto the Wild Riders. They did do 3 wounds, but Scott saved 2 of them. And then the next one was a Delectable Torture onto the Highborn in here. And she butchered 3 of her own unit. 2. Scott managed to save 1 War Dancer. And then the last Creeping Death from this Shaman nailed another 4 Wild Riders, but Scott did make 2 saves. So there is 2 of them left. And then in the combats, the Chariot destroyed the War Dancers with just the impact hits, and he rolled a big overrun and is clattered into these gentlemen here. So that is Chaos turn 3, and is still pretty hotly contested on the Wood Elves turn 4.
Alright, that was Wood Elves turn 4. It's still quite interesting. So the War Dancers and the Wild Riders charged the Marauder block with all the characters in. I did try a really long range charge with my Altered Noble on the what's he called, level 4 Exalted Sorcerer. So he's run away, but he didn't need to, it turns out, because I was shy by a good 3 inches. Tree Man's come back on. Dryads are moving through. All of the archers over here took a lot of pot shots at this guy, and he only took 1 wound, so he's still
Saved it.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, so he is all good. However, these ones mowed down the spawn that was in front of them, only doing 1 wound, but that was all I needed. Combat didn't go great. The Slaneshi champion had always strikes first, so he killed 3 of my War Dancers right off the bat. And I did kill 4 Marauders back, lost the combat, but both of them passed their leadership, so I am still in the fight over here. The Chariot smashed through the scouts and luckily for me overran quite a lot, so he's not too much of a worry for the following turn, but he will become a problem eventually. So on to Chaos turn 4.
Turn 4 for the Chaos. Started off with a movement. The Beast Herd charged in to try and help out the Marauders. The Chariot just turned. Luckily the Exalted did rally, and this chap's come over here just to try and block the Tree Man up. Magic, this chap decided to miscast on triple one when he was doing the magic missile against the Altered, and he rolled an 11, so he's now a level 1 and he doesn't know that spell anymore. The rest of the magic, we give these chaps fear. We tried giving them frenzy, but Scott stopped it, and then he hit a Creeping Death over onto the archers, but only killed 1. In combats, the Highborn challenged, which I took with my foe render from the beasts, And then the Slaneshi Exalted killed 2 War Dancers, and then they killed 3 Marauders back. And then in the challenge, the Highborn done 4 wounds to the foe render, which meant the Marauders lost combat by 1. The beast broke, but the Marauders hung on, luckily. So it's got a bit tricky. And turn 5, let's see what happens. On to Scott.
Wood Elves turn 5, and it's been a fairly big turn. So the Alter Noble joined the big combat with the Marauders, and it's lucky he did, because I called a challenge with the Highborn. The Marauder champion took that. The Slanesh champion killed my last War Dancer, but the Alter Noble sliced through 4 of the Marauders. The Wild Riders killed 2, and the Highborn won a challenge and did 2 wounds there. They then broke, and we've now run them down. The Slanesh champion's head is with this unit for victory points purposes, so if they can hold on to it.
The Tree Man's got one as well.
The Tree Man has got one as well, sorry, because he killed the Bray Shaman and overran. And over here, I desperately tried to pepper off some shots into this chariot to avoid, to do some wounds before they got mown down, but unfortunately haven't done anything, even with the Way Watchers at the back there. Did, I think, 3 wounds, but they were all saved. These archers over here did pepper a bunch of shots at the Exalted Sorcerer, but being in cover, he was pretty safe.
Magic phase a bust again.
Yeah, magic phase, as usual. Nothing was happening. But yeah, it's turn 5 for Chaos, and they've got quite a lot now to try and scrape a draw from this. So I'll leave it to John.
Chaos turn 5. The chariot obviously charged in. The sorcerer moved over here, and the beast herd rallied. Then in magic, I done a crafty little magic missile just to draw out Scott's dice, which I did, but he did stop it. And then I used the Staff of Darkoff to charge the beast herd in. And then the spell I actually wanted to, with no dice left, rolled 3 dice at it, needed an 8, and I rolled a 7 to give the beast herd fear, which has ended up proving pivotal. In the combats, the chariot mowed down 5, even though he only rolled a 1 on his impact hits. The riders and the horse killed another 3 more, and they broke and they overran. And then in this one, the altered killed 3, and we done no damage back with ranks, banners, and outnumber, which if I outnumbered by a fear causer would have been quite handy. He only lost by 1, which means he passed his test, and we are stuck like this, sadly, for a big Wood Elf turn 6. Over to Scott.
So Wood Elves final turn. The Tree Man charged in, and the Brayherd broke due to terror, and they got ran down by the Wild Riders, who've now claimed the other Bray Shamans as another head for the bag of heads. Didn't do any magic. My Highborn fired off some shots at the chariot, but didn't do anything. These guys fired at him. I got some massive amount of hits, despite him being really far away, and then failed to wound him. And then the Way Watchers over here did 2 wounds. I got really excited because I rolled a 6 and thought I killing blowed him, and then I remembered it's only under half range that you get killing blow with Way Watchers.
Wood Elves aren't completely broken.
So he is just wounded over here, and I guess we'll do John's last turn on camera, seeing as there's not a huge amount that you can do. Let's just see if he can do anything in the magic phase.
The chariot is charging your lord. This bloke's going to come over here as far as he can to try and get a bit of a sight. And so a magic, Scott. You've still got 7.
Oh, I've got 93 dispel dice. What are you doing?
I think that's spite. We're going to have to try an unseen lurker or general. So we'll try and 3 dice that. Get it with a 10.
What's this one? The magic missile.
D6 strength 3, but no armor saves.
Let's try and stop it then.
And you do. And then we'll just go for a big pit of shades, why not?
On.
Oh. The Wild Riders, they got too many heads, I want them back. Get it.
Can't stop that. Double sixes.
2 partials it'll be.
Yep.
Ah,
I think that sums up your dice system.
chaos! You've forsaken me again.
He's been abandoned.
We'll tear that, mate, but nicely done.
Nicely
Well
done, John.
played.
Alright, yeah, we'll come back with the scores in a minute.
That was 7-08 to the Chaos to a massive 2-1. So well played. Massacre for the Wood Elves, normally as per.
Good first showing on the channel, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed fighting the Beastmen. I know you've got a mix of hordes, but I think it was a challenging game. Obviously, chariots aren't really something that Wood Elves deal with very well.
And a massive amount of stuff.
Yeah, you had so many units. When I was doing the deployment, just trying to work out where you're going to put stuff when you still had like half your army to put out when mine went down was difficult. But yeah, I think I got lucky really. The Marauder fight, like you said, it was only if you'd have done one more wound, that would have completely altered the game, and I'd have been fighting for a draw. Whereas as it was.
Yeah, because they had the fear on them in that, so the Highborn would have broke if I could have killed that War Dancer. The Highborn would have broke, which would have been very helpful.
Definitely.
At the time. But ifs and buts and dice, I think, where it went wrong.
I think this shows to me as well. I know some people are a bit split on what's good. A lot of people, Wood Elf, you see a lot of Wood Elf tournament lists that just go all tree spirits, but for me, War Dancers are just my bread and butter. I love them. They're so versatile, and like we were saying off camera, but even just one or two of them can really cause a headache for your opponent. So
the main reason I bought the chariots was obviously for them, with the impact hits to try and negate.
Well, because
the
one that hit me did actually take out the two, but then unfortunately that meant that one chariot was sort of off on a wild goose chase for the rest of the game.
Big one on turn 2 was the 2 chariots hitting the tree man.
Yeah, and you're
12 impact hits and only doing one
very
wound.
little.
Yeah,
I
and
was
then
also
him smashing them to bits.
I had a moment of doubt with that one as well, because I'd realised I'd moved my Highborn just too far out of the general range. So if I'd have lost the combat, I'd only been going on leadership 8, which was.
But the chariot was frenzied as well, so he had quite a few attacks, and he whiffed all of them and everything as well. But no, thoroughly deserved for you, mate. And my poor old horde. Well, the sorcerer employed some beastmen to track him through the woods. They didn't do a very good job of it, I don't think.
No.
They're going to be sent back to the waste about a lot. At least he ain't got to take too many stragglers with him anyway. He can jump in his chariot and get back.
That's true. So, thanks for watching the game. We are planning, if any of you follow us on the Facebook group, the 6th edition Facebook group, we're going to be doing a poll at some point in the next week or so on what armies you might see in future. So we've got.
I think we're just going to give 4 each, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll give some choices, and then you can pick what you want to see next. So we won't do that all the time, but just from time to time, obviously it'd be nice if you guys get a bit of say on what you see on the channel. So thanks for watching. This has been the Mercenary Miniature Painter, and
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe, helps the channel. Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers, all the best.